Before we start, I need some help. I actually need a volunteer to come on up and do a little drawing here for me. I need somebody to come up and take A prime and reflect it over this vertical line for me and graph where A prime is going to be.
Yes.
Just put a dot where you think it's going to be, Lauren, and label it A prime for me. And then I got a couple other things I need you to do. A prime. Okay, get a new color there off to the right. How, did you do all right? Look pretty good? Okay. So everyone, good job, Lauren. So everyone can do that, I hope, in here. What I didn't get into yesterday is what the line of reflection is actually doing. So everyone see my green vertical line there. Lauren, can you please connect A and A prime and make a segment out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Everyone see the segment that was just made now? A prime. Any idea what that line of reflection is doing to it? One thing it's doing to it, Tim.
Oh, bisecting it?
Bisecting it. Can you put some, yeah, there you already know. You know the deal. It's the line of reflection is bisecting it, and anybody see the relationship between the segment and the line of reflection, Serena? Perpendicular. Put a little box there. So basically, can anybody, a nice vocabulary term. You're good, Lauren, thank you. A nice vocabulary term. The line of reflection is the blank for the segment that's created by the pre-image and the image there. Nice little vocabulary term. All lines of reflection act as a blank. Perpendicular bisector. Everyone agree? It's perpendicular and it bisects. If you look on your homework, you connect a C with a C prime, and you looked at the line of reflection, it'd be a perpendicular bisector every single time. So again, the line of reflection, any line of reflection, is also the same as saying the perpendicular bisector for this segment. All good? Because you're going to have to find it here in a second. Line of reflection equals what? What did we just do? Do I have to rewind the tape again? Rewind, get Lauren going backwards now. It's the perpendicular bisector. All good. Perpendicular bisector. All right, let's try this out here. We're going to get tough here. If you haven't already, graph A and A prime for me. 2, -2, 3. And 3, 5. What is the line of reflection now? It's not a vertical or horizontal line like the last problem I gave you guys yesterday, is it? I cannot find a horizontal or a vertical line that's going to match up A and A prime. It's not going to happen. But I do know this. I do know that if you want me to find the line of reflection, if I could spell it, the line of reflection is the same as the perpendicular bisector of segment A prime. If you can find me the equation of the perpendicular bisector that goes through A prime, that's same as the line of reflection. All right, why don't you connect A prime now? Make a segment out of it, like Lauren did up here. Make a segment out of it. I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you. How can I find the line that's going to be perpendicular to it and bisecting A prime? Remember, my final answer has to come in this form. Y equals mx plus b, because it's the equation of the line I want. So it's got to come in that form. Let's start with this, the m value, which stands for what? Slope. Anybody have any creative ideas how I can find the slope of my line of reflection if I know A prime already? Jonah?
We could use like rise over run, and then it'd be the negative inverse of A prime.
You guys remember, if two lines are perpendicular, their slopes are negative reciprocals. Remember that? Yes? Remember that part? Their slopes are negative reciprocals. So if I want to find the slope of the line of reflection, I got to find the slope of the segment first. So let's do that. What is the slope of AA prime. Could I use, the slope formula? Y2 over Y1, X2 over X1? Sure, I could, but it's already graphed, so why don't we just use rise over run? So go ahead, do your quick counting, rise over run. I'll ask somebody here in a second, what's the slope of AA prime? Four when you're ready, Griff.
2 over 5.
2 over 5, good. Up 2 over 5. All right, then what's going to be the slope of the line of reflection then? Can I abbreviate? Everyone all right if I abbreviate it, LOR? Remember, these two are perpendicular to each other. So what's going to be the slope of my line of reflection then? I got 2/5. Negative reciprocal would be 21. Good work. One part down. I know the slope of my line of reflection. Anybody know what other part I need to find now? What's the only other part up there, Avery? Well, B, right? I need to find B now, which is the Y-intercept. And the way we find, the way we find the Y-intercept is we plug a point on the line of reflection in for X and Y. Ooh. How do I get a point on the line of reflection if I don't even know where it is? How do I find a point on the line of reflection? It's a perpendicular what? Perpendicular. So it's gotta go through the what of AA prime? It's got to go through the midpoint, Jonathan, right? And that is also a point on the line of reflection. So our next step is going to be midpoint of AA prime. Midpoint of AA prime. Because that midpoint will be a point that's on both lines right now. Ooh, do we remember the formula? Come on, kids. Come on. Dig deep, honors. Dig deep. Come on, somebody. Midpoint formula. Not that that's going to help. Come on, Charlotte. You got it. You can sniff it. You got it.
Is it
You can taste it.
X2 plus X1 over 2 and Y2 plus Y1 over 2?
Let's go! There you go! Add your x's, divide by 2. Add your y's, divide by 2. So -2 plus the other x coordinate 3 divided by 2. And then your other y coordinate 3 plus 5 divided by 2. Good work! So what are we looking at? 0.5 for the x coordinate of the midpoint and 4.
8 over 2.
Oh, no, Griff. I was just saying 4 as in that was the y, not your number. Don't worry. You see what I'm saying? I was just saying the y coordinate, not your number. Don't worry, Griff. I'm good. Thank you, though. This point is on AA prime. This point is on the line of reflection as well. Now take it, plug it into y equals mx plus b, and let's solve for that y-intercept now. Okay, let's solve for the y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. What should I be plugging in for y? Go back to the midpoint. What are you going to plug in for y now? 1? Meg, what do I plug in for y? 4. Slope of this line of reflection? 22? -5/2. X coordinate from the midpoint I want to plug in? 17? 0.5. And now everybody go ahead and solve for B. That's why you got your calculators out. Get B all by itself. Leave it as a fraction for me. That'd be great. 21 over 4. Or if anybody got 5 1/4, it's the same thing. If your calculator gave you 5 1/4, right? You add this number, -5 over 2 times a 0.5. You add it over. 4 plus that, 21 over 4. What's the equation of the line of reflection now? Y equals, give me the slope and y-intercept now. 8, slope and y-intercept. Y equals
-5 over 2.
x, yep.
Plus 21/4.
There you go. There's your line of reflection for those 2 points. There it is. Okay, real quick. I'm going to change it up here in a second. Okay, I want you to start the homework one now. All right, start the homework one. I'm changing it up a little bit. Here, this is right. You don't have to even go to a book. Here it is right here. You have 4, 3, and -1, 0. 4, 3, and -1, 0. What's the line of reflection? I want you to practice what we just did right now. Okay, practice what we just did. That one. Okay, just let me give you a little heads up what we're doing, what we're about to do algebraically. So now we're going to take a point and reflect it over a diagonal line, which I can't count the distance, and I don't have a fancy rule for you, like y equals x and y equals -x. I don't have a rule for you, but I'm still going to expect you to reflect it over this line. Couple things before we get going. I'm just going to predict, I don't know, somewhere, let's say it's right here. I don't know, A prime. It ends up being right there. Couple questions for you guys. What's that point again right there? So let me ask you, being in this course for however many months, I gave you point A in the problem, correct? 1, 4. If you could figure out what this point is, the midpoint, is that enough information for you to find the other endpoint? You think we could do that? I think we've done that in the past. So that's what I'm going to try to do with you right now in this problem is, we know this point already. Let's try to find where the midpoint is. Because if you can find what the coordinates are of the midpoint, I'm pretty confident all of us here in honors geometry can find the other endpoint. So that's our goal right now. Find the midpoint. Find the midpoint. All right, so here we go. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and graph it. 1, 4. And I'd also like your help trying to graph the line of reflection so we can see what it looks like. Anybody got any quick ways I can graph 1/2 x plus 2 back in your graphing days in middle school? Tammy, let's roll.
All right, so basically you rise.
Okay, well, before I rise and run, I can definitely graph a point though,
Yeah.
which is what?
2.
2. Y-intercept is 2. What do you want me to rise and run? 1 to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2. You guys don't need a fancy straight edge. Just draw the line in for me. Now watch on my graph. I'm just make a quick guess. A prime somewhere, I don't know, right there. A prime. Okay, I'm just going to make a quick guess. I have no idea what it actually is, but I just wanted to show you on here. How am I going to find that point is the question. Because you guys know that point's the what? That's the key to this problem, is finding that point so I can finish this darn thing off. So how do I figure out that point? And be honest here with me, because I know last year was a crapshoot. Do you guys remember last year you had two equations of a line, and they wanted to know where they intersected? The point of intersection. Do you remember doing those? Maybe did anybody use their calculator? Second trace, ring a bell at all? Okay, maybe not. Why? It's like talking to paint with some of you guys. That's what I'm going to do with you. We're going to figure out where these two lines intersect, but the problem is I have the equation of one line to plug into my calculator. I need your help finding the equation of AA prime now, so I can plug both into my calculator and see where they intersect. So can you help me find the equation of AA prime? What form is it going to come in? What form is the equation of AA prime going to come in? Y equals mx plus b. You ready to do the m part first with me? You ready to do the m part? What do you know about these two lines? Perpendicular. Do you know the slope of one of the lines already? Anybody know the slope of one of the lines already? Oh, come on now. 9. Do we know the slope? What's the slope of the line we know? What is it? The line of reflection. Good. 1/2. So the slope of the line of reflection is 1/2. What's the slope of AA prime then? (18). We got the slope of AA prime. If 1/2 is the line of reflection.
-2.
Good job, Claire. -2. Negative reciprocal. All right, you got the m done. What's the only other part I need now? What's the only other part I need? I got the m part down. The only part I'm missing is?
Y-intercept.
B part, right? We need the b. And the only way we get to b is if we plug in a point for x and y. Anybody know a point on AA prime already? Anybody know a point that's on AA prime already? Darn right you do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, Ella, I thought you were shaking, like raising a paw there. No? 1,4. It's point A. Everyone agree? It's point A. So ready? 1,4 is on there. Plug it in now. What do you want to plug in for Y? 13. What do you want to plug in for Y? What's my Y coordinate of A?
Wait.
I got 1,4 is on the line, right? 1,4 is on the line. And I'm going to plug it in for Y equals mx plus b. So what's my Y coordinate to plug in?
2, 3.
Oh, ready? 1,4. What's point A first, Meg? What's point A?
1, 4.
1,4. That's on AA prime, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use it to find my Y-intercept. So out of 1 and 4, which one's the Y coordinate to plug in? 4. So everyone ready? 4 equals, what's my slope? 3. What's the slope of this line? Nope.
Sorry for the interruption, everyone. Hope you all had a great day.
Negative
now
2.
to our assembly link.
We will in a second.
And see
1
if you can move to the auditorium
for X
at this time as we get prepared for our
plus
assembly.
B.
I hope everyone has a great break.
I still got 3 minutes. Still got 3 minutes. Everyone all right what we plugged in? Okay, move it over. Go ahead. Somebody solve for B for me. 6. What's the equation of AA prime then?
Y equals -2x plus 6.
-2x plus 6. Everyone's got it? So I now know the equation of AA prime. I know the equation of the line of reflection. Can we figure out where they meet? Because where they meet is the midpoint. Grab your calculators. Go to Y equals. Type both equations into into Y equals Y1 and Y2. Whatever's in Y1 and Y2, get it out. Graph the line of reflection in AA prime. Hit your graph button so you can see both the lines. Mine's taking a while here. There it is. Do I still have them in there? Yes, I do. Anybody's screen looking a little different so I can fix it quickly. Hit zoom on the top, Charlotte. Hit zoom, and then I think number 6 is standard. How's it look? Good. Anybody else? Okay, you guys from last year, how do I figure out where they intersect? I go to second trace. Everyone see calculate? Second trace. Hey, look at my menu. What do you think I want? Intersect. Yep, number 5. And then a little creepy spider will come up on your screen somewhere. And you use your right and left arrow keys on your calculator to get it on the point of intersection. And then everyone should say first curve, right? Now you hit enter. It's actually going to be enter 3 times. Second curve, press enter again. And then finally, when it says guess, you press it for a 3rd time, and it'll tell you the intersection point. So the intersection point, the midpoint, is 1.6, 2.8. Finish here, and we'll finish it up right now. So I got point A was 1.4. The midpoint was, go back, what was it on the calculator? 1.6, 2.8. All right, you ready to find A prime now? How many units did I go over on the x-axis from 1 to 1.6? Plus 0.6. Do it again. Where do I end up? Go 0.6 units again. What's my x-coordinate? 2.2. And now do it for the y-coordinate. 4 to 2.8. I'm going down how many? 1.2. Go down 1.2 again. Where do you end up? 1.6. Take a look where that point is on your graph right now. Does it look like we flipped over our line? Should. All right, so there's my final point. So you have to get the equation of the segment so you can see where the 2 intersect. That's the big key to that problem. All right? Okay, I'm going to stop there so we can start our assembly. I'm going to put it up here. If you guys want to watch it on your Chromebooks too, that's fine.